In the depths of the American jungles, an ancient tale unfolds. Beneath Guatemala's dense forests, a monumental discovery is reshaping our view of the Maya world. A vast, hidden city emerges, revealing a civilization far grander than ever imagined. This echoes another groundbreaking find in the land of the Olmec, the rubber people. Their lost culture, predating even the Aztecs and Incas, speaks of remarkable skill and ambition. Now, these two enigmatic civilizations, though centuries apart, are poised to rewrite the story of ancient America as we delve into the Olmec and Maya worlds, exploring their awe-inspiring achievements and lasting impact. From towering pyramids to complex writing systems, their legacy continues to astound. This isn't just a story of lost cities and forgotten empires. Join us on this adventure through time. Feel the wonder of standing where ancient feet once trod, of uncovering secrets long buried by jungle and earth. This journey into the heart of the Olmec and Maya worlds isn't just about understanding the past. It's about seeing our own world and ourselves in a new light.
Everyone goes to the big Mayan sites, or they go to Teotihuacan and Mexico City because they're impressive. Whereas the Olmec sites, there's not much left. I've been to these sites several times now, all of them. We've been to pretty much every known Olmec site there is. But the Olmecs, really, they're characterized by the megalithic stone heads. Very unusual features that appear to be native Mexican, Native American.
The ancient Olmec civilization, often considered the mother culture of Mesoamerica, was a mystery hidden beneath the jungles of southern Mexico for centuries. The discovery of this mysterious civilization began in the 19th century, when European explorers and archaeologists started to uncover the remnants of a once great society that predated the Maya and the Aztecs by hundreds of years. The first significant discovery attributed to the Olmecs occurred in 1862, when a colossal stone head was found near the town of Tres Zapotes in the Mexican state of Veracruz. José Melgar Serrano, a Mexican archaeologist, was the first to document this find. At the time, the discovery of the colossal head was puzzling and inexplicable. Melgar was struck by the head's unusual features, which he described as having Ethiopian traits. This observation led to early speculations about the origins of the civilization responsible for the head, and some even suggested connections to Africa or Asia, long before the Olmecs were understood in their own right. The mysterious nature of the discovery was further compounded by the lack of context. The head, standing over 6 feet tall and weighing several tons, was unlike anything else found in the region. It wasn't until the early 20th century that further discoveries began to shed light on the civilization responsible for these colossal sculptures. In the 1920s and 1930s, archaeological investigations led by pioneers like Franz Blum and Matthew Stirling provided more substantial evidence of the Olmec civilization. Stirling, an American archaeologist, conducted extensive excavations in the Gulf Coast region, where he uncovered more colossal heads, as well as other monumental sculptures and artifacts. These findings were concentrated in 3 main sites: San Lorenzo, La Venta, and Tres Zapotes, which are now recognized as major Olmec centers. The size and scale of the structures discovered during these excavations were astonishing. The colossal stone heads, which are perhaps the most iconic artifacts of the Olmecs, range in height from 1.5 meters to over 3 meters and can weigh up to 40 tons. To put this into perspective, a single stone head can be as heavy as 10 African elephants combined. These sculptures were carved from basalt, a volcanic rock that was transported from quarries located over 60 miles away from the sites where the heads were found. The discovery of the Olmec civilization was shrouded in mystery from the beginning. The colossal heads, with their distinctive facial features and helmet-like headdresses, sparked intense curiosity and debate among scholars. Who were these people? What was the purpose of these massive sculptures? How did they transport such enormous stones without the use of the wheel or draft animals? One of the most interesting aspects of the Olmec heads is the precision and skill with which they were carved. Despite their immense size, the heads are remarkably detailed. with intricate facial expressions, realistic features, and a sense of individuality that suggests they may represent specific rulers or important figures in Olmec society. The helmets worn by the figures have led some to speculate that they might have been warriors, ballplayers, or even deities. The question of how the Olmecs transported these massive stones remains one of the great mysteries of Mesoamerican archaeology. The basalt used for the heads was quarried from the Tuxtla Mountains, located dozens of miles from the Olmec centers. Moving these stones would have required an incredible amount of labor and ingenuity. Some theories suggest that the Olmecs used a combination of rolling logs, sledges, and manpower to move the stones, while others propose that they may have used waterways to transport the stones by raft. However, the exact methods remain unknown, adding to the allure and mystery of the Olmec civilization. The age of the Olmec stoneheads and other structures has been determined primarily through radiocarbon dating of the surrounding archaeological layers and the analysis of the stylistic features of the artifacts. The oldest known Olmec sites, such as San Lorenzo, date back to around 1200 BCE, with some structures possibly even older. The La Venta site, another major Olmec center, reached its peak around 900 to 400 BCE. This places the Olmecs as one of the earliest complex societies in Mesoamerica, predating the Maya by several centuries. To establish the age of the stone heads and other structures, archaeologists examined the stratigraphy of the sites where they were found. By analyzing the layers of earth and the artifacts contained within them, they were able to estimate the time periods during which these objects were created. Additionally, radiocarbon dating of organic materials found near the sculptures has provided more precise dates, confirming the Olmecs as an ancient civilization with roots deep in the pre-classic period of Mesoamerican history. One of the most intriguing theories about the Olmec civilization relates to their role as the progenitors of later Mesoamerican cultures. The Olmecs are often called the mother culture of Mesoamerica because they appear to have laid the foundations for many cultural and religious practices that were later adopted and adapted by the Maya, Aztecs, and other civilizations. This includes the development of the long count calendar, the concept of zero, and the Mesoamerican ball game, all of which have been linked to the Olmecs. A particularly interesting theory suggests that the Olmec civilization may have been highly stratified, with a powerful elite class that controlled large numbers of laborers. This elite would have been responsible for commissioning the colossal heads and other monumental works, using their power and influence to marshal the resources and manpower necessary for such endeavors. The heads, in this view, could have been portraits of these elite rulers, intended to immortalize their power and legacy. Another theory posits that the Olmec heads might have served a religious or ceremonial function. The Olmecs practiced a form of shamanism, and it is possible that the heads were created as offerings to the gods or as markers of sacred spaces. Some scholars have suggested that the heads were placed at the entrances to important ceremonial sites, serving as guardians or representations of the gods themselves. The decline of the Olmec civilization remains one of the most enduring mysteries in the study of ancient Mesoamerica. By around 400 BCE, the major Olmec centers of San Lorenzo and La Venta had been abandoned, and the once thriving civilization had all but disappeared. The reasons for this decline are still debated, with several theories offering potential explanations. One theory suggests that environmental changes played a significant role in the Olmec's decline. Archaeological evidence indicates that the Olmec heartland experienced significant changes in climate and hydrology during the later part of their civilization. Rivers that once provided abundant water and fertile land may have changed course or dried up, leading to crop failures and shortages. This environmental stress could have caused social unrest and ultimately led to the collapse of Olmec society. Another theory points to internal conflict as a possible cause of the Olmec decline. As with many ancient civilizations, power struggles among the elite may have weakened the political structure, leading to the fragmentation of the society. The destruction of major Olmec sites, such as the defacement of stone monuments and the burning of ceremonial centers, suggests that there may have been a violent end to the Olmec civilization. There are also more speculative theories that tie the Olmec decline to external forces. Some suggest that the Olmecs were invaded by other groups, possibly from the highlands of Mexico, who overthrew the ruling class and dismantled their society. Others propose that the Olmecs were part of a larger network of civilizations that experienced a simultaneous decline, leading to a broader collapse across the region. Among the more fringe theories about the Olmecs is the idea that they were somehow connected to the lost civilization of Atlantis, or that they had contact with extraterrestrial beings. These theories are not supported by mainstream archaeology, but continue to capture the imagination of those fascinated by ancient mysteries. The Atlantis connection is rooted in the idea that the Olmecs were descendants of Atlantean survivors who fled to the Americas after the destruction of their homeland. Proponents of this theory point to the advanced nature of Olmec art and architecture, as well as the mysterious disappearance of the civilization as evidence of their Atlantean origins. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this idea, and it remains a speculative and largely discredited theory. The alien connection theory suggests that the Olmecs may have been visited by extraterrestrial beings who provided them with advanced knowledge and technology. This theory is often linked to the colossal stone heads, which some believe were inspired by or created with the help of aliens. The precise craftsmanship and the logistical challenges of moving such large stones have led some to speculate that the Olmecs could not have achieved these feats without outside assistance. Again, this theory lacks scientific evidence and is generally considered a modern myth rather than a serious historical hypothesis. The discovery of the Olmec civilization was a momentous event in the history of archaeology, revealing a complex and advanced society that laid the groundwork for much of Mesoamerican culture. The colossal stoneheads, monumental architecture, and sophisticated artistic traditions of the Olmecs continue to captivate scholars and the public alike. Despite the many unanswered questions and the enduring mysteries surrounding their origins, achievements, and decline, the Olmecs remain a fascinating chapter in the story of ancient civilizations. Theories about their connection to Atlantis or extraterrestrial beings, while intriguing, serve our imagination to pursue our world's history.
I had been in the Maya area quite a lot ever since I was a sophomore at Harvard. Something went drastically wrong with these people and with this civilization. This area was abandoned, really, pretty much for hundreds and hundreds, almost 800 years. And center after center, city after city, failed to put up dated stone monuments.
Located in the Petén Basin of Guatemala, Tikal sits in the dense jungles of northern Guatemala and forms part of the Tikal National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This ancient city is one of the largest and most significant archaeological sites of the pre-Columbian Maya civilization.
At that time, Tikal was thought to be the biggest Maya city and stayed that way for a while.
Flourishing between 200 and 900 AD during the classic period of Maya history, Tikal was a major political, economic, and military center. At its peak, the city had an estimated population of between 50,000 and 100,000 people.
These were not empty cities, there were actually thousands upon thousands of people living there.
The discovery of Tikal dates back to 1848 when Ambrosio Tut, the governor of Petén, was informed about the ruins by local indigenous people. These locals had largely abandoned the site due to its remote location in the dense jungle. Recognizing the potential significance of these ruins, Tut organized an expedition to explore the area. The first recorded expedition was led by Modesto Méndez, then governor of Petén, and artist Eusebio Lara. Their objective was to document the ruins and assess their historical significance. Méndez and Lara's expedition brought detailed information about Tikal to the broader world, recording the existence of several large structures and creating initial sketches and descriptions that sparked interest among scholars and explorers.
But you can see, of course, that they're not cities like Teotihuacan, they're certainly not cities like Rome.
In the 1880s, Alfred P. Maudsley, an English archaeologist and explorer known for his work on Maya ruins, visited Tikal several times. Maudsley conducted meticulous studies of the ruins, creating extensive drawings, maps, and photographs. His work provided some of the earliest comprehensive records of Tikal's architectural and artistic features. Maudsley's publications included detailed plans and descriptions of the major structures, as well as photographs of stelae and other carvings. His contributions were instrumental in bringing Tikal to the attention of the international archaeological community, laying the groundwork for future scientific investigations. Significant archaeological excavations were carried out from 1956 to 1970 by the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology's Tikal project. Initiated by key figures such as Edwin M. Shook and William R. Coe, the project's goals were to conduct systematic archaeological excavations, restore key structures, and study the site's history, architecture, and culture in detail.
First, Edwin Shook and then William Coe started excavating at Tikal.
The excavations unearthed numerous burial tombs, particularly those of the elite and ruling class, often located within or beneath major structures like temples and pyramids. One of the most notable discoveries was the tomb of Jasar Chan Kawil Wand, found beneath Temple 1, also known as the Temple of the Great Jaguar. The tomb contained an array of valuable artifacts, including intricately carved jade masks, jewelry, pottery, and ceremonial items. The jade mask, a hallmark of Maya elite burials, symbolizes the power and divine nature of the ruler. Other royal burials also revealed significant insights. These tombs were often built with vaulted ceilings using the corbel arch technique, which was a significant architectural achievement for the Maya. The stelae and monuments at Tikal serve as historical records, commemorating significant events such as battles and the reigns of kings. These hieroglyphic inscriptions detail the genealogy of rulers, their accomplishments, and their alliances with other city-states.
These are very, very different kinds of cities, and we have to understand them in different ways.
Often accompanied by elaborate carvings of deities, mythical creatures, and symbolic imagery, these texts provide a vivid picture of Tikal's past. Epigraphers have worked painstakingly to decipher Maya glyphs, a complex writing system composed of logograms and syllabic symbols. This challenging work has revealed much about Tikal's political history and its relations with neighboring cities. Through these inscriptions, key figures such as Yikin Chan Kawil and Jasar Chan Kawil have been identified. The texts include detailed accounts of their military campaigns and construction projects. The ability to read these glyphs has allowed researchers to reconstruct a chronological list of Tikal's rulers, their interactions with rival cities like Calakmul, and periods of prosperity and decline. Tikal's history is marked by evidence of extensive warfare, as seen in its defensive structures and weaponry.
This is a period when really we don't know very much about Maya society or civilization at all.
The city was well protected by large earthworks, walls, and moats designed to fend off invasions. These fortifications were strategically placed around the city's perimeter and key entry points. A massive defensive ditch, likely filled with water, and an accompanying embankment surrounded much of the core area of Tikal, illustrating the city's preparedness for siege warfare. Archaeologists have uncovered various weapons such as obsidian blades, flint points, and spearheads, indicating the martial nature of Tikal's society. The presence of mass-produced weaponry suggests a highly organized military. Some burial sites even include skeletal remains, showing signs of battle injuries, along with grave goods like weapons and armor, hinting at the valorization of warriors in Tikal's culture. Tikal's history includes prolonged conflicts with the rival Maya city-state of Calakmul. These wars were frequently fought over regional dominance and control of trade routes. Hieroglyphic inscriptions document several major battles, including significant defeats and victories that influenced the political landscape of the Maya lowlands. Tikal, in the dense jungles of northern Guatemala, is a marvel of ancient architecture and engineering. One of its most iconic structures is the Temple of the Great Jaguar, or Temple 1, which stands at approximately 47 meters tall. Built around 732 AD to honor Jasar Chan Kawil I, a significant ruler of Tikal, this pyramid also served as his tomb. The temple features a steep staircase leading to a small roof-combed shrine at the summit. The roof comb is intricately decorated with stucco sculptures. The alignment of Temple 1 suggests it was used for astronomical observations, particularly during important solar events. Directly opposite Temple 1 on the western side of the Great Plaza is the Temple of the Masks, or Temple 2. This pyramid, standing at approximately 38 meters tall, was likely built to honor the wife of Jasor Chankawil I, though her tomb has not been definitively identified. Temple 2 is known for the large, sculpted masks that adorn its stairways, thought to represent deities or mythological figures. The tallest structure in Tikal is Temple 4, which reaches approximately 70 meters into the sky. Completed around 741 AD during the reign of Yikin Chankawil, the son of Jasar Chankawil I, this temple offers panoramic views over the jungle canopy, extending to the horizon. This height not only provided a vantage point for observing celestial events, but also symbolized the ruler's connection to the heavens. The roof comb of Temple 4 is particularly elaborate, featuring carvings and stucco work that once depicted scenes of the ruler's power and divinity. The central acropolis at Tikal served as a complex of interconnected structures functioning as royal palaces and administrative buildings. This area includes multiple courtyards, narrow corridors, and stairways connecting various residential and administrative rooms. Equally significant is the North Acropolis, a ceremonial complex featuring numerous pyramids and temples, serving as the main burial ground for Tikal's elite. The North Acropolis is densely packed with temples, shrines, and tombs, each constructed over previous structures in a tradition of continuous building. Tikal is renowned for its stelae and altars, intricately carved with images and hieroglyphic texts. These monuments commemorate significant events and rulers in Tikal's history, often depicting kings and queens, battles, and important dates. The hieroglyphic texts on these stelae have been crucial in understanding the political and social history of Tikal and the broader Maya civilization. Elevated roads, known as causeways or sakbiob, connected different parts of the city, demonstrating advanced urban planning. Constructed with limestone and featuring retaining walls to prevent erosion, these causeways facilitated trade, communication, and movement within the city. Tikal's extensive water management system, including reservoirs and canals, indicate their engineering intelligence. These systems collected and stored rainwater, ensuring a reliable water supply throughout the year, even during dry seasons. The ability to manage water resources effectively supported Tikal's large population and complex urban environment. One intriguing theory is that the layout of Tikal was influenced by celestial events and constellations. Some researchers suggest that the arrangement of temples and pyramids mirrors specific star patterns, aligning with important dates in the Maya calendar. This connection between architecture and astronomy underscores the Mayas' deep knowledge of the cosmos and its integration into their urban planning. Comparing Tikal to the Egyptian pyramids reveals both similarities and differences. Both Tikal's temples and the Egyptian pyramids served as monumental structures as well as possibly tombs for elite individuals. However, while the Egyptian pyramids, such as those at Giza, are primarily solid structures with internal burial chambers, Tikal's pyramids are multifunctional, combining tombs with temple platforms for rituals. Additionally, the intricate hieroglyphic carvings and stelae at Tikal provide a more detailed historical narrative compared to the relatively sparse inscriptions on the Egyptian pyramids.
If you enjoyed this journey through the mysterious past, then you're definitely going to want to join us for our next adventure. We're venturing into the heart of Egypt, where an ancient secret lies hidden beneath the gaze of the iconic Sphinx. It's a mystery shrouded in legend and whispered through the sands of time, a puzzle that has perplexed scientists for centuries. We're on a mission to uncover the truth, and we invite you to come along for the ride.